All right, so let's say that you want to create some kind of interactive graphic design element for your students. Maybe you want to do an interactive timeline where they're dragging and dropping ideas into the timeline, or maybe you're doing hexagonal thinking and you want them to be able to drag and drop terms into your hexagons, or you want to create an elaborate one-pager background that they can't move, they can only drag in their own ideas and their own images on top. So here's what you want to do in that situation. I just created a really simple example here. I'm imagining that I have a book stack and I want them to drag in titles of their favorite books or type in titles of their favorite books. So here I have a page where everything is still movable. But I don't want it to be like that. I want this to just be solid and students to do their work on top of it. So I'm going to go to File, Download, and I'm going to download this slide as a PNG. So just as its own image, and I'm going to export it as book stack. Now I'm going to go to my second slide here and I'm going to choose background. And I'm going to make that image from my desktop the background. Done. So now on my first slide, everything's still movable. On my second slide, even if I click, nothing happens. So I'm just going to delete that first slide. Now I have for students this book stack that's solid, that the elements won't move. And I have a few choices. I could now insert text boxes along the side and I could put like book title, and then I could insert another text box and put book title. And I could do that for each of these boxes. You get the idea. And then students could go in and put, oh, one of my favorite books is Anne of Green Gables. And then they could drag it in to its spot if you're working with like kind of a dragging and dropping type of activity. If your activity is more simple and you really just wanted a pretty background that students couldn't move, then you can just put text boxes in and hit the space bar once. That'll set the text box so it doesn't move. And now when you send a copy of this out to your students, they can click the thing, they can put in their favorite books, whatever they might be, and then you can go on to do whatever you like with that. Okay, so anytime you want an interactive worksheet, you can either put the drag and drop elements along the side with your image as the background, or you can create your image as the background and then put in text boxes wherever you want students to be adding elements. So I hope that'll help you in your design of Google Slides.